minorities. But today, he's become one of the most recognized Chinese persons in the world. And arguably, we feel that he is one of Seattle's most important immigrants. And you're standing on the very campus and area where one of the world's greatest martial artists fought, literally, for awareness and for equality.
Be right back again. Grab a slide.
I always like to point out it was on the back stairs of this Broadway Performance Hall where he was approached by his first U.S. student, Jesse Glover. Jesse Glover was a black man who had been beaten up by 2 Seattle police officers just for violating a curfew. Jesse wanted to learn how to defend himself. We heard firsthand from him. It was on these very back stairs next to the Broadway Performance Hall where he approached Bruce Lee and wanted to learn. And he became Bruce Lee's first U.S. student. And you have to understand it was unusual for a Chinese man to teach a black person outside his community. But that's what made Bruce Lee so special. He was just a student. He wore Coke bottle thick glasses. He stuttered. And he worked right down the street as a cook, as a dishwasher. And he worked himself up to actually open his own studio on University Way. And we feel his history, it's his own personal history here that is so important. And you today will be walking in the footsteps of the little dragon. Find out more about him. And what's absolutely wonderful, and I love mentioning, Bruce Lee, even though it was contrary to his culture, he would go on to teach blacks. His senior student was Japanese. You have to understand, it was unheard of for a Chinese person to teach outside his culture. He taught women. And hopefully today we'll be visited by one of Bruce Lee's first female students, Sue Ann Kay. She's actually a singer in the Raging Grannies. And she's still continuing Bruce Lee's legacy in his fight for equality. And I'm going to challenge every student and person here to follow in the footsteps of Seattle's most famous immigrant and to stand up for equality and stand up for human rights. Bruce Lee was asked one time if he was American or if he was Chinese, and he said neither. He considered himself a human being. And so I'm proud today to stand here and to hopefully continue the inspiration and the legacy that our former leaders have carved for us. We built and created so much effort, and we do not want to see things slide back. So this is such a wonderful day. Again, want to suggest you engage with the community. We've got a canned food drive back there. And keep in mind, it's not just a dissemination point. It's a gathering and dissemination. We want you to take what you need back to your neighbors and friends. And at noon, we'll be joining the large immigration march at Cal Anderson Park. And again, we hope you can enjoy it. Continue to connect, to stand up and be loud. Be loud. Yay!